Yeah. He raised the table too, though.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Nobody's on there.
She's a swagger.
It's 9 o'clock. I've been up. I'm up.
She's on fire.
She's ready.
Yeah,
I'm
you up?
I'm ready.
Girl don't need no Celsius this
What?
morning.
We can
go.
We call it swagger Wednesday.
Ah,
That is salt and pepper.
salt and pepper. Oh, sorry about whatever you walked into this
You're
morning.
too young to remember salt and pepper.
I am
That was my era.
elderly in
What?
wisdom.
That's one of my first memories, actually, was seeing my aunt perform that on stage at
See,
her
your
high
aunt.
school. But she's like 10 years older.
This is my time.
Oh.
This is when I hear myself talk, okay? Talk about your salt and pepper stuff.
You brought it up.
That's here.
Salt and pepper here.
True.
Where are the people?
If I seen you, fire me.
Tell me that's Nelson Rodriguez.
Yes, ask and you shall receive.
Look at him, he's all swaggered out too.
Oh, sure.
The teddy bear polo.
All right, focus. I got a bunch of stuff, and I want to move through it quick because I'm excited about all of it. And I know Angela starts looking at her watch. I know it's like, all right, man, you're impeding my money-making time, and I do not ever want to do that. So I'm going to jump right in. I got some recognition I want to do. We got some house cleaning items, and then I want to talk about some stuff that's going on energetically. You guys will find out that as we do these meetings, a lot of times what we talk about doesn't necessarily have to, we do housekeeping stuff specific to final expense, but a lot of times it's about us, right? It's about how we think, it's about our attitude, it's about energy, it's about things that I recognize or you inspire me to think about. And I know it adds value in a bunch of different ways, and I know adding value is something that is a magic elixir for everything in life. So one of the opportunity areas I've always had is with recognition of the things like birthdays or work anniversaries or
Speaking of which.
my time.
Happy anniversary.
My time. Mo,
Yeah.
you talk all day to these guys. So, and it's not that it's not important to me. I'm just always so full of focus in the moment that it does, like, so I'm grateful, and I just want to do a little recognition real quick. And I challenged myself last night, being that we don't have infinite funds, to say, here's a bonus of this or so. Maureen Nelson and Kenny Nelson a few months back, which I dropped the ball, but Kenny and Maureen today is their 1-year anniversary at Guide to Insure.
Happy anniversary.
You guys know I'm a little eccentric in eccentric. So I challenged myself last night to think of an interesting way to show my love for these three. And it'll be appropriate-ish. And I want all you guys to know that these three guys, you know, they're a big part of the reason why you are here, why you have the opportunity to do, why the future is so friggin' bright. And we've gone through some stuff together this first year. There's been some thing where we're going and we're feeling great, and then circumstance and weirdness, like anything in life, and they didn't run, they didn't hide, they still get after it. So at any given moment, you got to realize these guys have been in the trenches forging something to make it better for all of us, right? So there's a lot of gratitude. You guys know that. So what I did last night, I was making my little arts after I got home and dealt with 12 and 13-year-old. And I said, you know what, I'm going to write a poem for each of them. But I don't want to do like I do, because I'm not very, you know, I'm like Dr. Seuss poem. I'm like rhyming, you know, C and B, right? No, I'm not real eloquent. Yeah, I am actually. Just not right at this moment. So the challenge I gave myself was 5 lines each to try and capture something that is special about the people. Like to hear? Here it go. Nelson Rodriguez, okay, first. Nelson Rodriguez called me to apply. A 22-year-old agent. I thought he was high. I told him not interested, I'll call you down the road. He said, wait 1 minute. He was poised to unload. I'm the best in the biz, he said from the heart. If you don't hire me, then you must not be smart. The force of his will stopped me dead in my track. He started the next day and he's never looked back. He believed in himself and what he could do. And now there's no question. I believe in him too. I don't have to really say who they're about because you're going to know. Uno, dos, tres, let's go. You can keep counting, but you'll stop at ocho. The way his words flow and the brilliance he brings, certainty and decision are the songs that he sings. A true force of nature when he does what he loves. He'll sell a ketchup popsicle to someone in white gloves. His only competition is the man in the glass, but most of the time he still whoops that guy's ass. An honor to work with as together we grow, known for his greatness, Mr. Kenny Rios. Had some problems with that last line, but the S on the and then your name was really messing with me. Not a whole lot of stuff that rhymes with words that end with S. 1 year anniversary, Kenny, grateful brother. That's it.
I thought you saved the best for last.
Oh, there's another person? Marvelous, mystical, move-making Mo. Miraculous money maker. Watch the girl go. I dare you to tell her she won't be the best. She'll be putting in work while you need to rest. A light in the dark for those that need seeing. You're so busy doing. She's so busy being.
Nice.
An inspiration to witness, a leader that knows, one that I'd follow wherever she goes. One of the greatest that I've ever seen. I'm better in all ways because I know Marie. Isn't that better than like a $25 Chili's gift card?
That's amazing.
I'll still take a margarita.
Yeah, no, we're gonna I got Jason working on that. I'm like, can we get like a gift card or something? Because these poems might suck.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. And thank you. And if I don't show it all the time or I get too up in my own biz, you guys know how I feel about you. You know, I do anything for you. And that's the same thing with everybody, guys. You know, the people that are in the place right now, I was working with somebody who I was talking about bringing in for like data entry, little things. They were asking some questions. And so, you know, what's really neat about where we're at is everybody that's here is special and here for a reason. That isn't just the job. It's a, I won't go into a big esoteric preaching situation, but vibrationally and energy wise, garbage can't exist here, right? People who are victims of circumstance and nothing is my fault, they can't exist here because the things we talk about make them so uncomfortable. Even if they can block it out in their head, their higher self is hearing it and it makes them so uncomfortable that they either have to change and become better versions or they end up somewhere else saying, well, it wasn't my fault, this happened or they did or whatever. So all of you guys are very special. Thank you again to you guys. Let's get into this biz so that we can get going. I forgot all the other stuff I was saying. Let's do housekeeping first. So housekeeping first. When you're getting to the end of the call, when you're taking care of biz, here's what we do not want to say. This is little and it's subtle, but it's important. We're not thanking them for their business. We're not thanking them for their business, right? We're not we're not using language that sounds like we're being grateful or congratulating them about a sale that we made, right? We didn't sell them a cell phone. Well, we know you've got a lot of options and we're grateful that you went with us. That's not what we're doing. We're presenting information so that they can take action to protect their family, right? And that's what we're doing. So we can congratulate them for taking action. Thank you so much. It's always inspiring to get a chance to talk with somebody who takes action and protects their family like you did today. I learned a lot from you today because of the character you're showing by working the praise in, working in, but we're not saying thanks for your biz or, you know, that kind of stuff. So that's it's subtle, but it's important because you've done so much on the call. And now let's say you're an underwriting prep and you're ending with that. Now, I'm not saying you guys are. One may end with that. And then the taste that they have in their mouth is, wait a minute, did I just get sold? Instead of what they were thinking, which was, I'm really smart for doing a thing, right? Make sense?
Yeah.
Call coding. I have gotten so far out of whack with the purpose of call coding all our calls because for a long time with the servicing agent, a whole bunch of different things that it became a habit of mine to not be running the reports and checking the things to get the information to make decisions. You all may be doing it. I just wanted to bring it up one more time. Every call, right? That individual screen pops and the person hangs up, right? Or whatever the call ends as, let's make sure in that individual's page that we're updating the status. There's a lot of great information that I can use to go to these guys in Utah in the call center and say, hey, I'm seeing a lot of this, I'm seeing a lot of that, here's why. But I can't do it without that info, so try and stay aware of that. What it also does is help you guys out down the road, right? Newer folks, especially 3, 4, 5 months from now, when that info is getting big, you can go in on a day and click on all your not interesteds and just run through them again. Or all your, I don't know, there's a bunch of different codes, right? Callbacks that you were never able to get a hold of again, but there's 40 of them. There might be something there, and if that code wasn't there, you're not going to be able to remember, right? Make sense?
Yes.
You guys are with me, right? You guys are still thinking about those poems, aren't you?
I'm sorry, the right mind. GTI open mic night.
Kenny's not invited. Or if he is, let me know so I can go on first. All right? So, I talked a little bit about how it'll never be less efficient than it is now. And I want to elaborate a little bit on that. When it was just me, and I was just using my imagination to try and think of the best situation for an agent to make the most money possible, there were a million things that we still have not gotten done the way I want to get done. But we make progress by being together every day and working hard. And we've seen it because, especially you guys have been here, you've seen steps that we've made and things that have happened. That doesn't happen without synergy. Okay, do you guys know what synergy is? Right, so when a number of people are energetically on the same page, creating like a flow of energy. Now, it's very easy to okay, that sounds good, cool. This is powerful stuff, okay? Because synergy can go away like that, poof, and you don't even know. You don't even know that it's not there. And when it is there, it's so fragile that, what is this feeling? Because it could be gone again. And it's not something that can be created by an individual. It has to be created by a team. Now, what's really interesting to me about synergy, and the reason I bring it up is because of what's happening right now. The things that we are doing right now. I have had the answers for more things come to me in the last couple of weeks on what I need to do or what we need to do to get to the next place in an easier way and more abundantly than probably in the last 6 months combined. And I'll tie it all together now. Never less efficient, the importance of synergy. I do not want you talented sons of bitches spending the least amount of your time and energy as possible on things that are not generating new business. That's what I want, right? That's what my goal is. Before we had a script, it was, how can I keep Agent A in the game writing new business for the most amount of hours a day? Well, we know, especially you guys have been around Nelson and other places with your experience, the way that we do that is by supporting you guys and having things that we can do for you so that you can stay focused and in the game, not worrying about a lot of things. So we're making movement to do that. And one of the ways that we're going to do that is we're going to really start trying to remove the obstacles of insufficient fund callbacks. They missed the payment, now the payment's gone through, but it didn't reset up auto pay, and we're spending 2 hours of our day trying to get a thing, right? Or whatever it may be, whatever the situation may be on a policy that you've written that had an adverse action happen, whether it didn't go in force, whether it lacked insufficient fund, whatever the case may be. Because I know that not only is that time, right? For example, Nelson Rodriguez is on fire right now. He spent an hour and a half yesterday working with somebody who was on their 6-month premium because of a thing that happened last month that didn't then get taken care of. And it wasn't his fault or anybody's fault. It's what happens when you're trying to write new business. You got to pay your bills. You want to be great, take care of the thing, and then forget to go back and update. Not that Nelson did, whoever did. I didn't even know. I didn't even know that after an insufficient fund, you have to physically reset up auto pay with Prosper. I didn't even know that, right? That's a perfect point of what I'm talking about. So we've got some stuff in the works, some organizational pieces that have become real clear to me will assist you. And right now they're seeds, right? And they're getting planted, but they're going to grow. And the idea and the goal is to give you guys some support that you're confident in, so you can keep going and not look back. And when I say support that you're confident in, this is not a real scenario. I'm just making it up. Let's say we just had like a secretary who was real lazy and didn't ever want to do anything. And I said, hey, secretary, I also need you every day to call back everyone's at-risk policies and try to get them in force. Well, if I'm Kenny Rios, I'm saying, that's my money. I don't want lazy secretary person who knows nothing calling my people and trying to get them to do a thing. I'll do it myself. And then you come over and do it yourself, and guess what he's not doing? Write new bids, right? So I want you guys to know that's always been in my mind, but the answers are coming. And the answers are coming because of you and because of synergy. All right? Elaine Sorrells says, well, why don't we, our remote agents, we make all commission, and it would really help if the advance was bigger than 6 months, right? Because 6 months pays, and they get a percentage of just that 6 months. And then they get paid once a month, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Same thing, right? I said to myself, she's right. Why? I could make the advance whatever we want it to be. Okay, I hope it's not hard. Phone call, 3 minutes later, it's done. Holy crap, it'll work for these guys. Bing, 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 bing. And now we're in a better situation because of synergy, right? I didn't even know when I talk about knowing yourself and are your beliefs your own beliefs, and are you capable of reviewing them without judgment, knowing that the majority of them are probably going to be wrong. Some of them might be right, but who cares? Let me make my own beliefs and not have the things. This is a great example. I sat and thought to myself, why am I so convinced that we had to have 6 months? I sat with it. And it goes back to before we even had agents. And Eric and I talking and him being like, well, we don't need a 12-month advance. We don't need that money for operations costs, so let's be conservative and do 6 months. And that made sense, and it makes sense. But I took that and made it my belief as if it was something we needed to do. But that wasn't the case. It was just something that we did in a time that without synergy, I would not have reflected on and said, oh, I was wrong. No judgment. I'm going to make it right. And go to making it right. Right? Without that, we keep going. We don't see the things that are right around us that can make us better versions of ourselves. I don't, and for Nelson and Kenny and Mo and Angela, they've gone through so much, creating policy pages and it's just part of their life, right? They don't complain. They just do it because they've always had to do it, and we've always done it that way. But I know for you new guys coming in who are trying to grasp the process, to have to be after the call and in and out, and where do I send this? And new business processing for that? What do I have to do? And then if you forget and the customer gets pissed, Now it's ruining your day. Maybe you come in ready to go and you see 3 insufficient funds and you spend 2.5 hours trying to fix them, but what you're also doing is negging yourself out in your mind. Now you get through it and you're going into your call and you're like, Nelson, final expense, right? You guys feel me, right? Makes sense, right? It makes sense. It makes sense. So let's stay in that place. Let's keep adding value to each other by being active on Slack and helping each other out. By putting in the talk times that you guys are doing, right? Because the ideas and the things come. And one of them is, we got, you know what? I'm going to save that for another. There's many more. I'm going to save it for another time. I'm not one to oversimplify things. Well, you know what? Maybe I am. I don't intend to oversimplify this next piece, but it's an important piece, not just for what we do here, but life in general. And sometimes oversimplification can help because shit can feel complex. Stuff can feel heavy as you move through it. And it's like, can you just give me a 2 + 2 = 4? So I can just, you know? So I'm going to give you 2 + 2 = 4. Some of you guys know this one. It's an equation. It's very, very simple. E = R. Okay? E = R. Energy. Is there another variable minus this equation up? Is it something plus something equals R? Energy and effort, E squared = R. Energy and effort equals results. Now, Andrew, I have energy, I'm going to automatically get results. There's a little asterisk with a note underneath this one, okay? E = R. Energy equals results. Not always right away, but always over time and always in direct proportion, okay? Energy will equal results. Not always right in that second when you want it to, but it will always work out over time, and it will always be in direct proportion. Very, very simple, but easy to understand. Because if you're bringing the energy and the attitude to what we're doing in this place, the act of it will present you with the learning and the knowledge and the growth and everything that you need, and the results will come. Okay? Ask your questions. Don't be too hard on yourself, but don't be too easy on yourself. Let's hold each other accountable. A great example of that is Ansel. Ansel's got higher standards for himself than probably anybody has had in his life on him. I can feel it. Now, that is a tremendous, tremendous reservoir of motivation and focus. But it can also hurt you if you go too far. You gotta be in that spot, right? We've got to be balanced. I want to get better, right? No matter how good I do, I can do better. But I'm not going to beat myself into the ground, right, either. We all have that to a degree. Ask your questions, new folks. Don't not know. There's no excuse in this place to not know, right? Something like yesterday with not knowing, we had to reset up the audit. There's no excuse, Andrew, for not knowing that. Now, I'm not going to judge myself and beat myself up for an hour about it. I'm going to make sure I do something about it and make sure everybody doesn't do what I just did and not know, because there's no excuse to not know. So if you find yourself in a situation where you're sitting at your desk for 30 minutes, you spent 26 minutes too long. Because ask somebody, figure it out, send a thing. I know, guys, I'm running all day long. You are the most important thing in my day. Andrew, I need you. I will stop what I'm doing. There is nothing I can think of off the top of my head that I will not stop doing to help you figure out what you need to know. Chances are I'm going to learn something too. Yes?
Yes.
Yes? Guys, this December is huge. We're planting seeds, right? We're watering the seeds. This is going to start growing fast in January. It's already happening. It takes all of us, okay? Nelson, Kenny, Maureen, thank you. This opportunity exists in the way that it does because of the work you guys have done, and I'm very, very grateful to do anything for all of you. Let's kick ass today, man. Let's dominate, all right? Let's dominate all day long because that's what I plan on doing. And hey, I think you guys should do likewise. You know, if you got greatness in your heart,
Let it out.
let it out.
And she blamed you and she loved it.
Awesome.
Woo!
Hey, Andrew,
Alright.
Yeah.
is there, have you thought about those poems? Can I put them on a nice piece of paper and make them pretty?
Sure.
And-
I'll send them to you. I just have them written in my book.
And that way we can give them, put them in a frame. And they can